it's Nicole from Nicole Loves Nails. Welcome to my channel. If you are new, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I post new videos 1 to 3 times every single week. This is a nail polish channel. So yes, let's get into the video for today. So today's video is for the July Polish Gamers box. I have so many fun polishes to share with you all today. So the theme for July is board games. If you are new to Polish Gamers box, it is a monthly indie collaboration. I will have all of the sale information down in the description box. So definitely check that out if you have some questions. I also have more information over on my blog post on NicoleLovesNails.com, which is also linked down below. Let's just get into the video because I have quite a few fun things to share. First up, we have Adored Colors with Don't You Dare Kicking It. This one is inspired by the game Man, Don't Get Mad, and it's described as a teal green base with a ton of hollow mermaid micro glitter, gold and magenta pink hollow glitters. It's priced at $11 and has a cap of 30 bottles. This one had a great formula. It starts off on the more sheer side, but it builds up very nicely. The larger magenta glitters are pretty sparse on the nail, so you might need to fish around to get them, depending on how many you get on your brush. I did hold this one upside down between coats to try to encourage the larger glitters to get onto the brush, but you can see I kind of ended up doing a little bit of dibby-dabbing to get glitters where I wanted them. I think this one looks best in 3 coats, but I think shorter nails might be able to get away with 2 coats. This also seems to have like a golden type of shimmer in it. It's really beautiful and also very unique. Removal will be on the tricky side due to all those glitters. This does dry down a little textured, so I went in for 2 coats of top coat to completely smooth it out. Next up, we have BCB Lacquers with Kicked Out of Candyland. This one is inspired by a dark and twisted version of Candyland, and it's described as a black cherry red with red shimmer and ruby micro flakies. It's priced at $13 for 16.5 ml and has a cap of 100 bottles. This had a fantastic formula. It was pretty much opaque in 1 coat. I had a tiny bit of transparency where my nail is clear, so I think natural nails can definitely get away with 1 coat. This has a almost metallic look on the nail, not like chrome, but kind of brushed metal maybe. It's really, really beautiful. I just was very in love with this polish. Since this one is so opaque, I would definitely recommend wearing base coat with this polish or doubling up on base coat if your nails are prone to staining. I did not personally have any staining though. Next up, we have Color Spectrum Polish with Pop Goes Perfection. This one is inspired by Perfection and is described as a red base with a gold shimmer and navy blue to purple shifting UCC flakies. It's priced at $12 for 13 ml and has a cap of 50 bottles. This had a wonderful formula. It's pulling very orangey here in the live swatch, and I feel like it pulled pretty orange in my swatch photos as well. This is definitely like a red base. I'm sorry that it pulled so orangey. I am guessing paired, my skin tone paired with that gold shimmer is why it was pulling so orange, but in person it was definitely red. Anyway, so this polish is slightly on the more sheer side, so you're definitely going to want to build it up. I found that even in 3 coats, I had a tiny bit of my visible nail line showing. It was pretty minimal, but I could see it nonetheless. Nothing in here dried down textured, and I also did not have any staining, even though I forgot to wear a base coat with this polish. Next up, we have Geekish Glitter Lacquer with Sagrada? I'm sorry, I can't pronounce things. This one is inspired by the stained glass themed game Sagrada. It's described as a silver holographic base with a primarily pink shimmer and purple to green to blue UCC flakies. It's priced at $12 for 16.5 ml and has a cap of 75 bottles. This polish was extremely opaque. I only needed 2 coats for full opacity. This is extremely holographic in person. I hope you can tell just how hollow it is from my lighting here. And the shimmer is also pretty strong but difficult to photograph. Nothing in here dried down textured or will be overly difficult to remove. It might potentially be a little messy if you scrub it off. Next up, we have My Indie Polish with IQ 2000. This one is inspired by IQ 2000 and is described as an orange base bronze crelly packed with glitter. This can be worn as a textured polish or with glossy top coat. It's priced at $13 for 15 ml. At the time of recording, I do not have a cap for this. If I get the cap before this video goes up, I will make sure to insert it here or check my blog post. As someone who loves textured polishes, I was so excited when I saw the description for this one because I feel like one thing that I don't get from enough indies is having textured polishes, and I love this one. You'll actually see this one on my right hand for several live swatches because I've been wearing it for quite a while. Anyway, this had a great formula. It's packed to the brim with these irregular sized holographic glitters. It did not feel overly thick at all. It applied very nicely. This is extremely holographic. Personally, I've been wearing this one on my right hand with no top coat, and it's not as textured as most of like the Zoya Pixie Dust polishes, but it definitely has some grit to it. So the base color on this one is also very unique in my opinion. I found that it kind of, in the first coat you could definitely see that orange, but then as you build it up and it gets darker, it's like a very interesting bronzy brown with like a tiny bit of like a murky green to it. It sounds weird, but I really love this polish. Removal is going to be on the more difficult side just due to the amount of glitter. Next up, we have NeVerMind Apothecary with Qwirkle Quirks. This one is inspired by Qwirkle and described as a black jelly with a rainbow of different multi-chrome flakies. It's priced at $11 for 15 ml and has a cap of 200 bottles. Qwirkle Quirks had a really great jelly formula. It was on the thicker side, but I am going to chalk that up due to the fact that our indoor humidity was at like 76% when I was swatching this one. So it was hot and it was humid, so that equals thick polish. Even though it was on the thicker side, I did not have any issues with application. This applied really nicely. The rainbow flakies in this black base are just so freaking pretty. I have been loving the polishes by this brand lately. Just absolutely gorgeous. This will be a 2 to 3 coater depending on preference and thickness in coats. You can also do 1 coat over black for a similar look. I used 3 coats for my photos. Nothing in here dry down textured or will be overly difficult to remove, and this looks amazing matte. Next up, we have Paint It Pretty Polish with Split the Line. This one is inspired by Rumicube, and it's described as a blue jelly packed with a shifting iridescent flaky. It's priced at $12 for 15 ml and has a cap of 100 bottles. This also had a great formula. Paint It Pretty Polish always does flaky polishes really well. I found the blue base for this one leans just a tiny bit blurpily due to the iridescent flakies when they lean like pink. But this is definitely a blue base. The flakies all spread out evenly and easily on their own. You don't need to do anything at all to get amazing coverage. So the flakies in this are very color shifty. Mainly I was seeing the pink and purple and like the hints of the orange. Depending on lighting, you'll definitely be seeing the orange and the green, but this was just so beautiful. This one, I would definitely recommend using base coat. I did not have any staining, but my natural nails tend to stain with blues. Nothing in here dried down textured or will be overly difficult to remove. Next up, we have Red Eyed Lacquer with This Is the Way. This one is inspired by the child Monopoly and is described as a white crelly with a blue, green, gold, and silver metallic flakies and a blue/green shifting shimmer. It's priced at $12.50 and has a cap of 100 bottles. This had a great crelly formula. I did not have any application issues. The flakies and the shimmer give this polish a very like wintry kind of look on the nail, which I was obsessed with. The flakies all spread out evenly and easily on their own. You don't need to do anything special to get great coverage. This will be a 2 to 3 coater depending on your application and preference. If you tend to do 3 coats for white crellies, you'll probably want to do 3 coats for this one. Nothing in here dried down textured or will be overly difficult to remove. Next up, we have Sassy Cat's Lacquer with Operation Oogie Boogie. This one is inspired by the A Nightmare Before Christmas themed Operation game. It's described as a bright green cream with a shifting copper to gold aurora shimmer. It's priced at $13 for 15 ml and has a cap of 80 bottles. So the description for this one says that it is a cream. I kind of felt it leaned a bit more jelly-like than cream-like. You can see here it is pretty on the sheer side. The sheerness does really make the shimmer really pop on the nail. This is really gorgeous. This is like a slimy green. Oh god, that sounds terrible. But like Nickelodeon slime kind of green. It's really, really pretty. I think this one looks best built up in 3 coats. 2 coats, you have even cover, you have even like a nice even green and plenty of shimmer. But to really deepen the color and get like a lot of bam in that shimmer, I feel like that 3rd coat really brings it to like next level beautiful. So you will have some visible nail line with this polish even in 3 coats, which I don't personally mind, but if you do, you can definitely use a visible nail line blurring base coat or wear this over a nude undie or even wear this over a green cream. Nothing in here dry down texture will be difficult to remove, and I did not experience any staining. And the final polish I have to share is by Swamp Gloss. This one is called Extremely Destructive Unicorn. It's inspired by unstable unicorns and described as a white to blue solar crelly with UCC flakies that shift violet to red to pink to bronze to gold. It's priced at $13 for 15 ml and has a cap of 200 bottles. This had a great crelly formula. The flakies all spread out evenly and easily on their own, and I did not need to do anything special. This didn't feel overly thick or thin, and I did not have any application issues. So basically with this one, it is slightly maybe on the sheer side. I think if you usually go in for 2 coats with white crellies, you're going to want to do 2 for this. If you normally go in for 3, you will probably want to go in for 3 for this. I am showing it in 3 coats. I was trying to capture how this looks as soon as the sun hits it. Sorry, this is a little blurry as my camera tried to figure out what I was shooting. So the solar in this one, I found that it did change right away. You can see here this blue that I'm getting. I brought this outside, I think it was around like 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening. So depending on how strong the sunlight is where you are, will depend on how deep of a blue this gets. Here I am showing it, shining my blacklight flashlight on it, and it's changing right away. This is very reactive. Nothing in here dry down textured or will be overly difficult to remove. And the final polish I have to share is by Sweet and Sour Lacquer. This one is called Count and Capture. This one is described as an orange-leaning brown mustard crelly with red, silver, blue, and purple metallic flakies with a hint of shimmer. It's priced at $12.50 for 15 ml and has a cap of 100 bottles. This one also had a great formula, not too thick or too thin, and applied very nicely. The metallic flakies look so pretty in this base. I really love them. So I feel like the base color is somewhere between like a sandy tan and like a gold. I'm honestly having a hard time deciding on what color it exactly is, but I wouldn't call it orange or brown. It's like a tan or maybe a gold. And the shimmer in this appears to be either like a yellow or a green. It gives it an almost metallic look on the nail. This will be a 2 to 3 coater depending on application. Nothing in here dry down textured or will be difficult to remove. And that is everything. So what I am picking this month for favorites, probably pretty predictable. Number 1 is going to be the Adored Colors polish. I thought that one was just really unique and fun. I love the glitter mix in it. Next up for favorites is going to be the My Indie polish. That's actually what I'm wearing on my right hand here today. It just started chipping, and I am very surprised, tangent, sorry. So I've actually had this one on since I swatched it like a week or so ago, and it only just started chipping, and this is without any base coat or top coat, and I use a lot of acetone throughout the day, and I am genuinely surprised at how long this is lasting without any base coat or top coat. I forgot to do base coat. Always wear base coat, don't be like me, but I completely forgot. Because I was just so excited to get this on my nails, and I have been loving it. This is definitely, like, if I was going to put the top picks in order, this would probably be my number 1 top pick. I really, really like this polish. My next top pick is going to be the polish from NeVerMind Apothecary. I have been really enjoying this brand's flaky polishes recently. They have just consistently been really, really fantastic. And if you are in the mood for black jelly flaky polishes, definitely check out their polish from the Sun Crusher collection. I'll pop a picture up here if you are interested. It is beautiful, so gorgeous. Next favorite is going to be rather predictable. This one is going to be the Paint It Pretty polish. This brand does some amazing flakies, and I love the flakies paired with that blue base. Absolutely stunning. And my final top pick, even though it's not really my real final top pick, but just for time it's going to be my final top pick, is the Red Eyed Lacquer polish. That Qwirkle was gorgeous. I have been really enjoying these polishes lately with the metallic flakies, just so pretty. And I lied, that was not my final favorite. I was just scrolling through my blog posts trying to decide on favorites, and I almost forgot the Sweet and Sour Lacquer polish. Also metallic flakies, also really, really gorgeous, just super unique, and I really can't wait to see what other things that brands come out with using these metallic flakies. I love them, they're really gorgeous. So that is everything that I have. I would love to know, are you picking anything up from Polished Gamers this month? Do you have a favorite board game? I think my favorite board game is probably going to be Hungry Hungry Hippos. And so this is kind of on topic. I just saw Fangirl Polish, I forgot what they just changed their name to, is going to have some Hungry Hungry Hippo magnets, which look really, really cool. So yeah, that will be also available. Just let me know what you're picking up, and I will talk to you on the next video. Have a lovely day. Bye!